Vane Brothers enterprise you see today is very different from the one that two seafaring brothers launched 125 years ago. Now widely known as a premier marine transportation provider operating in multiple North American ports, the business was established as a humble Baltimore-based ship chandlery. Chandlery was a term originally used to describe a business that made and sold candles, and if candles were what you wanted, the Vane Brothers stores surely had them, along with a huge variety of goods and equipment. It was a one-stop shop stocked with everything that vessel operators and their crews could ever imagine needing. So who were the original Vane Brothers that became so integral to business at the Port of Baltimore? William Burke Vane and Alan P. Vane were born in the eastern shore town of Church Creek, Maryland. By the age of 21, Burke owned and operated his own sailing vessel. Captaining a ship could be very profitable, especially in a port as active as post-Civil War Baltimore, but the job also required long hours and had inherent dangers. Coming ashore to launch a chandlery seemed to be a safer, more stable way to make a living. The first Vane store was a two-story brick building located in Baltimore's Fells Point neighborhood. Business was brisk enough over the first decade to warrant a move from Fells Point to larger, more modern quarters on East Pratt Street at the heart of Baltimore's Inner Harbor area. Schooners and skipjacks would tie up at Pier 4, also known as Long Dock, or Pier 6, the lumber pier, and mariners would venture into the Vane Brothers shop to take care of business and share sea stories around a pot-bellied stove. It's worth noting that chandlers, such as the Vanes, often owned shares in their clients' vessels and provided financial backing. Just a couple of decades after first hanging out their shingle, the Vane Brothers had more than 150 ships on the books. These included regular chandlery clients, vessels in which Vane owned shares, and ships that Burke Vane owned outright. In 1917, the brothers even purchased a shipyard at the foot of Baltimore's Federal Hill. With partner John Carroll Redmond, they operated for a quarter century under the name Redmond Vane Shipbuilding Company. In 1920, Burke and Allen, now in their 50s, welcomed a new partner to the chandlery business, a 33-year-old cousin, Claude Venables Hughes. Alan P. Vane died in 1941. That same year, 77-year-old Burke Vane sold his remaining shares in the company to his cousins Claude and Charles Hughes. Burke not only mourned his brother's passing, but also the decline of wooden schooners operating in the Port of Baltimore. As the recently retired captain told an interviewer,
"Why, at one time we had the accounts of 275 sailing ships. Now the total number of schooners that ply Bay waters won't run to 50. Ship chandlery, like every other business, has been affected by progress, and that means change."
Burke continued to visit the Pratt Street business and adamantly denied he had ever retired. He and his wife, Eva, also hosted parties aboard their gas-powered yacht. Card playing was strongly encouraged. As Burke once said,
"A quiet poker game where you can either make or lose a lot. Smoking a stout Havana with breezes blowing all the while. That's my idea of a good time."
On Thanksgiving Day 1949, Captain William Burke Vane died at the Federal Hill home where he and Eva had lived since 1916. He was 82 years old.